Grand Theft Auto Vice City was the first game I purchased for the PlayStation 2, and even to this day, it's one of my favorite all-time games. Not just in the GTA series, but in general. So much so that I've been doing a Let's Play of the game, but that's not important right now. What is important is how the GTA series has progressed. Quite frankly, I'm a little distressed after the release of Grand Theft Auto 4. I guess, in so many words, my feelings towards Grand Theft Auto 4 are that the game is bland, overproduced, abysmally entertaining, and furthermore a chore to play through. Honestly, for a series that's previous iterations include latex bodysuits, giant purple dildos, and Samuel motherfucking Jackson, I'm a little underwhelmed by Grand Theft Auto 4. And yes, I know I'm a little late to the party as the game has been out for a while, but that still doesn't change anything. Between getting phone calls from Roman every 2 minutes, and struggling to cope with the horridly dry personality of Nico, I just couldn't bring myself to play the game all the way through. I mean, geez, I even played True Crime all the way through, and actually felt compelled to do so. But with Grand Theft Auto 4, I just couldn't care about finishing the story. To me, Grand Theft Auto 4 felt like a generic demo for a new gaming engine. None of the trademark Grand Theft Auto charms seemed to exist in any sort of capacity. Which is rather sad, because I never anticipated a game release more than I did Grand Theft Auto 4's. Vice City and San Andreas were both exemplary titles that may have very well defined how to construct a near-perfect sandbox crime game. Ridiculous side missions, hilarious ultra stereotypes, and near-infinite replay value. But this video isn't just about my nostalgia towards the GTA series. It's also about the franchise currently standing poised to take over the sandbox gaming market. I'm of course referring to Saints Row. While I've never played the original, I recently bought Saints Row 2 on a whim long after the game had entered the bargain bin. To tell the truth, the first 2 games in the series sort of went under the radar for me, which is a shame, because in my opinion, they are exactly what I was looking for in Grand Theft Auto 4. You have to keep in mind that I went into Grand Theft Auto 4 right after I had just romped through San Andreas for what must have been my 50th time. The stark contrast between Liberty City and Los Santos is quite rattling, seeming like Rockstar must have been trying to cater to an entirely different audience than the fanbase it had previously built. Despite critical acclaim for Grand Theft Auto 4, I feel as though Saints Row 2 offered exactly what Grand Theft Auto 4 lacked. Wackiness, excitement, and absurdity. When you play a game like Saints Row 2, it's like an escape to an entirely alternate universe where the paradigms of society are completely topsy-turvy and all the rules are thrown right out the window. What you're left with is a playground to explore even the most ludicrous of notions. Insurance fraud, septic tank rampages, statewide gang wars, and more explosions than a Michael Bay compilation. Whereas, when you play a game like Grand Theft Auto 4, you can play pool, and improve your relationship with a Jamaican guy, and snicker at Russian accents, and watch Cat Williams. What the fuck? I mean, aside from committing an assortment of crimes that you otherwise couldn't, GTA 4 is sort of like, well, a life simulator. Which, to me, defeats the purpose of a game. No game's simulation of real-life events will ever be as captivating as actually participating in those events. If I want to go bowling, I'll actually go bowling, not play some shitty bowling minigame on my copy of Grand Theft Auto 4. But I'm letting myself get a little distracted here. I want to evaluate the direction I see these games going in the future. With Saints Row III due to be released later this year, and a sequel to Grand Theft Auto 4 ostensibly not far behind, which game will ultimately prevail in the battle to be the ultimate crime sandbox? Well, first, let's determine by what token we're to evaluate the success of a game. If we want to go off of sales, Grand Theft Auto 5 will win by a huge margin simply on franchise notoriety alone. But I don't think sales are the way I want to judge this one. I want to take a guess at which one will ultimately provide the most fun to me, the consumer. My vote? Believe it or not, it's for Grand Theft Auto 5. I know, that probably sounds weird after I just spent the last couple minutes berating Grand Theft Auto 4 and singing the praises of Saints Row, but hear me out. I remember playing Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation 2 after I had played Vice City, and being terribly underwhelmed at how de-evolved the game felt, which is understandable since it's an older game than Vice City, but the point I'm trying to make here is that I think Rockstar used Grand Theft Auto 4 to sort of test the waters of console technology. Much the same way they used Grand Theft Auto 3 to test the console capabilities of the PlayStation 2. I suspect that with a new iteration, Rockstar will implement some of those more ridiculous gaming elements that made Vice City and San Andreas such a huge success, both in sales and in reviews. On the other hand, I think Saints Row III will also be an excellent title. I just think that once Rockstar enriches its next title, their history of success will prevail, and they'll produce a game that rivals Saints Row III. While it may seem like a bit of a cop-out, I'm going to say that both games will be huge improvements upon their predecessors, both conceptually and in execution of things that longtime fans of both franchises have been requesting. So yeah, I'll definitely be buying both games, and I expect to enjoy the heck out of them. Now, the biggest question on my mind is where Grand Theft Auto 5 will take place. The nostalgia bubbling inside of me is just dying to have an HD remodeling of Vice City to play around in. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for a return to Florida. Anyway, this video is about winding down, but before I go, I'd just like to thank you all for joining me. If you'd like to share your opinions, feel free to drop your comments below. Are you a Grand Theft Auto fanboy through and through? Maybe you actually enjoyed Grand Theft Auto 4 and its expansions. Or maybe you're like me and you fell in love with Saints Row. Whatever the case may be, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it a whole lot. Stay tuned for more videos to be posted on my channel, and until next time, this has been Jesus Quesadilla signing out. Peace, guys. Thank you.